What you are made of. What you are made of. Chaos963 doing it to you in 3D. So super groovy that I dig me. Hope you dig you. Coming to you from the studio top of Mount Olympus. 500 million kilowatts of pure D energy, unadulterated, uncut, crystal funk power. Let's get busy. Anything you need to say to me, or anything you need to know, you can get at me right here on the bottom. Chaos963. There's my information right here. I'm gonna get my camera set up. Get my drink. Wish I had one. I ain't got a drink today. I'm gonna get one tomorrow. Chaos963, man. Listen, we're gonna be putting something in your ear, some super knowledge. Just trying to help. I'm trying to help you. I'm helping me. That's why I'm doing this. I'm helping me. Twofold reasons why I do this: to help me. Say the best way to learn is to teach. Another thing is, I know that there's somebody out there that is the golden child. Somebody out there that, boy, when that last person hears the message and gets it and lights up, it's over. It's over like a turkey through the cornfield. That's what's up, for real. Believe that. I got my emblem I'm going to put on there. Chaos. Chaos. I got some candles. Anybody need some candles? Work that old candle magic, man. I'm telling you, you can get the energies out of them candles to do all kind of powerful things for you. Whatever sigil you might have that you want to put on there, we got it. If we don't have it, we'll make it. Of course, we ain't got every sigil because there's thousands and thousands of sigils, man. And but the pretty basic ones we got. And so willing to hook something up, and then you got that candle. You let that candle burn and look into the flame and meditate and just conjure and understand that you are who you are and can do what you need to do to help you do you. Was there enough dudes in there? I hope so. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I guess that's about it, man, for that kind of stuff. But holla at a fella, man. I got candles. I got crystals. Man, listen, if you ain't dealing with candles and crystals, I mean, all the stuff is our stuff. Do you realize that every element in the universe is in you? That's deep. Think on that. But anyway, I got some crystals. I got some pouches with the sigils on the front of them, some foam pouches. Go to the website, chaos963.com. And I don't know if the pouches are up yet, but everything else is up and ready to go. Rock and roll. Love you like a play cousin. Ready or not? Here we go. So this is what happened. Every morning I get my marching orders, and it's phenomenal, man. I'm like, I can't not do this. You know what I'm saying? I told him, I said, look, man, I'm not trying to outshine nobody. I'm not trying to outdo nobody, because they got some dudes in this stuff that is so learned. When I say this stuff, I mean the metaphysical, esoterical, spiritual, ancient, spiritual writings and interpretations and understanding of it. I mean, they can put it out. But what is interesting, a lot of the great ones of late, I'm talking about within the last year, have made the transition. So that's kind of interesting. A lot of cats that I kind of cut my teeth on are now gone. So, cat got to get in where he fit in. But there's plenty of folk out there still doing it. And I'm putting down phenomenal knowledge, man. The research, time, development, and study that they put into it is admirable. And so there that is. So I was watching one of the scholars, as a matter of fact, and YouTube, like if you're watching something, they get commercials. And so this commercial broke away, and they were talking about this documentary that's out. I'm burning up, man. Just got out the shower. I'm telling you. They're talking about this documentary about this supercomputer. And, I'm to the point now, man, if it ain't some learning stuff on a spiritual, metaphysical, esoteric, ancient history type level, I'm really not even into nothing no more, man. I'm trying to get the knowledge and have the knowledge and be able to use the knowledge to navigate whatever I need to navigate up, out, through. I like what the chick Kay be talking about when we transition. She explains the transition as the going from the natural to the supernatural to the spiritual, and she explains it in such where it's fluid. It's a smooth transition. Not only is it fluid, but you have one, a part in it, and two, you have understanding of it prior to. So when I first heard about the book, Kathy K, whatever her name is, I thought, oh man, there's another one, because I be getting some of these books and they be like, woo. Well, I get her book and it was like, woo, and but once you start cutting into it, a lot of your memory is opened up to stuff you'd learned, and you start seeing it in the book. But anyway, so I'm watching this documentary, and it's called AlphaGo, and the documentary is about this computer, and the computer is programmed to play this game called Go. Now, what I found real interesting, I'd never even heard of the game Go, and it's like the shit, man. They compare it to everything. It's a board game. They say it's more advanced than chess. It's the most advanced. Advanced in that the probable moves that can be made are 10 times more than chess. And you see the board is extremely simple. It's a larger board, checkered square-wise, than chess. And I actually didn't get to do the study part on that. But it only has one colored chip. They look like little buttons. And this game is supposed to be, they said like chess, they had a diagram. They said chess has this many possible moves, and they showed the progression of the chess game, and it had, there's so many moves and then they showed the progression of this game, and it was just exponentially far and away from chess. And I play chess. Been playing chess since I was a young man, since I was a boy, and quite accomplished. And so I'm thinking, well, how do I miss? And it's a heavy Asian game. I guess Korea is supposed to be like the spot, and it's old. They say it's older than everything. I forget the exact number how old, but old. Thousands of years old. And it's called Go. And you have these little buttons, and the object is to acquire as much of the board as you can, but also to encircle or capitalize your opponent. And I'm thinking, how hard can that be? Well, they say it's like, okay, so anyway, long and short on that, I'm definitely trying to give me a game and learn it, because with those rules being that's all it is, I'm like, I don't know how it's so much more advanced than chess. But it was interesting when they were talking about it, they were saying things like the spirit and your soul in the game, and intuition, and and I'm like, man, I mean, almost as if the game is alive on some level. There's some sort of binding with it, and it said it in a way that made you understand that this game is so superior to chess or any other board game, that the rest pale by comparison because of the amount of you that you have to put into it. Okay. So it goes on, and they're talking about now. Don't lose track. We're talking about what you are made of. That's what I'm speaking of. On what you are made of. So they get this computer together, and they got like a building of people working on it, these different algorithms and whatnot, and they are putting it down, and it's kind of a little over my head because I don't see it being all that, but they're comparing this to the most advanced AI that there is, and that's what they are referencing this to, that this is going to be the spinoff or the ability to spin this into AI technology, and it is AI technology. So they go on, and they get this one guy. He's in France, but he's from one of the Asian countries. It might have been Korea. I'm not sure, but he was tough. He was a professional level player and blah blah blah. And they get him over there to play the computer for the first time. The computer is going to publicly play a human, and they go get the computer. I mean the guy. They bring him to England. That's where this set up from France, because the guy lives in France now, and they play 5 games, and again, I wish I understood the game better, because the way these guys are talking, the player is like, there's no way a machine could have this type of insight and intuition to play this game successfully, particularly on their level. Well, of course, the machine waxes dude, just waxes. And this guy goes almost into a depression. Like, I mean, he's messed up, right? And I'm thinking, wow. But this is cool because it's giving me an insight as to the level of humanism that he feels that this machine must have to beat him. Now, I obviously haven't played the machine, but I play, there's the chess is, they say, is a whole different thing. But the high level chess, high level on the computer, I mean, just waxes me. So, I mean, this must just be, the stuff. So, anyway, so the board, the computer beats him, just wears him out 5 games in a row. And it's interesting because they it's a documentary, so it's entertaining for one, and they kind of drag it out, and they get it inside of how he's feeling it. Dude, after like the second game meeting, I gotta go outside. I need some air, and he goes out, and the one of the designers of the games, would you want me to go with? No, he's like, no, I don't want you to go with me. I need to go lick my wounds here, pal. So he goes out and comes back, and like I said, the machine just waxed him from the way they define it. I mean, just ran through him like a hot knife through butter. So he's tripped out, and he goes, and he's, and they're talking to him, and, first he ain't really want to talk, the camera people, So he talks, and he's telling them, that's when he explains about, the level of intuition. That was one of the words they kept using, but they used other words, but they made you understand that this thing had to think, as they say, for one, but. So it went on, and they kept working when they fine-tuned it. And now there's this one guy that is Sotko. Probably saying it wrong. And he's a Korean cat, and he's the greatest in the world at the game. And so then they give you a background on this cat, and as they're doing this, it really embellishes my understanding, because now I'm like, oh, I get it, right. So this dude, he was, I want to say 8 when he first started playing, and he went and learned from a dude that was a master. And this master took him in at 8 and started grooming him. And I think like 14 or something. He's short fashion. He's just waxing everybody, adults, everybody. He's embarrassing folks, just tossing them up like salad. And he goes on to be the best in the world. He is the best in the world today. And I'm guessing he's like mid-30s or something like that. So this dude been playing since he's 8, learned from a master, and now he's the best in the world. So they invite him to play, and he takes it. And this is like international news. I mean, the whole city of Korea is like their Super Bowl or something. This guy, and they take all the stuff over there to play this dude, and it's, you know, all this pomp and circumstance. And I'm like, wow, okay, I never even heard of the game. So that part is kind of still getting me. So he goes over and he gets ready to play. And then I had to stop it because I had to start getting ready, and I was getting too involved. So I don't know the outcome of it. But here's the point. Even before I saw that, I had already prepared to speak on what you are made of. Because I think a lot of us are losing sight on what we're made of. A lot of us are missing the true understanding of what we are made of. And so into that, I wanted to speak a little bit on today to give some clarity on what you were made of. Now, I look back through history and I see what we've gone through. I'm talking about, listen, man, we saw the thing with George Floyd, how the police was on his neck for, what, 8 minutes, 40 seconds? And just literally choked this cat out in front of the whole world, you know? And just with this smug look, had his hand in his pocket, like, when this is over, man, me a cigarette and go, you know. I'm like, wow, you know, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is a trip, man. We've had white supremacy on our neck for 400 and something plus years. But yet and still we survive, man. We keep on. And not just keep on, we thrive. And you got to look at that with that understanding. We didn't just survive, we thrive. Here's what's majorly important is that there were times when there was no win. There was no win. In slavery, we making these cats money. There was no win. But I'm telling you that our inner energy petitioned the universe, the ancestors, the universal consciousness, God, and said, I need you to intervene on my behalf, not now, but right now. And things have been jockeying and juggling into place. Now, the oppressor just didn't, we weren't trying to just, you know, we used the bread and butter for the world. I look at folk when they look at slavery, oh, the United States, well, no, we were supplying the world. Because when we were going through the cotton thing, that economy literally controlled the whole world. So it ain't like they wanted to let that go. But our energy changed that. I know my boy Bobby speaks about this situation where they had oil on the East Coast, and you know, a lot on the East Coast they heat their houses with oil. And he said that they had broke up the monopoly or something to that effect, and it caused the oil prices to go up. And he said that the black folks was tripping, man, because they wasn't going to be able to afford it. And he said that the folks went to petition it and pleading and fasting before the universe, before God, before all the entities and beings that they knew to go before, subconsciously, consciously. meditation, prayer, fasting. And it said that the weather didn't change. As we were going into winter, that the weather didn't change. And that the powers that be, the government said, well, look, man, we need to do some of this oil thing because these folks is praying and holding up the seasons, literally. So y'all need to get that right because you're messing up our Christmas money. We can't have Black Friday and all the rest of that. They adjusted the prices. Folks let up on the prayer. Winter came back to normal. We need to understand that, one, who we are and what we have is on that level. And two, understanding that what is happening even now is not all that. I remember I had a friend, Mr. Lindley. He good dude, old, my parents' age, and we was going through some stuff. I don't know if it was Nixon. It's probably Reagan, and he was just doing some crazy stuff. And if you read up on this dude, the racist, Ku Klux Klan card carrying racist, man, lumber in the truck with a can of gasoline, and this dude was making moves and really, squeezing blacks and whatnot. And I went to Mr. Lindley. I said, Mr. Lindley, man, what you think about all this going on, man? This kind of crazy, man. What? He said, well, it's just another president, He said we went through the slavery. We went through the war, a couple of wars, the Nam, it was mostly us up in there doing that fighting, and we went through all this other stuff, and we'll get through this. I was okay. I was okay after that. We're going to get through whatever it is, and not just get through. I started this off by saying we don't just survive, we thrive. We don't just survive, we thrive. And when we start to thrive, that's when they start throwing wrenches in. Well, okay, we got Tulsa. Tulsa was thriving, man. They come up in there with that mind. We got several situations, man, where with a little bit of something, we start turning the whole thing around and thriving. And then they had to make their adjustment. They're running out of adjustment. Adjustments is through, and we more than win. We thrive. And it's because what we are made of. Man, we morph, we transform, we take whatever we got and we tip it and flip it and turn it into something special, man. That's who we are. But now herein is something that always has been and always will be problematic. I'm looking at this movie, right? And, oh, man. I set all my little thing up to pour me some libations, and I ain't pouring damn libations, man. Let me get the energies up in here, man. Hallelujah. I'm going to pour something to Julia Murder Lowe, my mom, Ashe, William Fredericks, Ashe, Dallas Williams, my dad, Ashe, Daddy Lenny, Ashe, my grandma, my great-grandma, Ava Shani, Ashe, my Uncle Wayne, my Sam Lee, my grandpa, Aunt Janice, okay, Papa Legmon, Panic, Fairies, Ashe. Hold on, let me get some more up in here, boy. I'm drawing. Ain't gonna be no disturbance. But that's okay. God's known and unknown, I say. Ancestors known and unknown, I say. Your ancestors known and unknown, I say. El Cristo Negro, Ashe. El Cristo Rey, Ashe. Ashe. Hallelujah. So then, the thing that is and can be detrimental even in all of that is when we are moving and going forward even against all odds. That's when things start getting, when they put in the agents and folks that come in to sabotage our move, our own folks. Now let me get back to the movie and I'll tell you what I'm saying. So he's getting ready, the computer's getting ready to play this this champion, the world champion. And it was interesting because they were showing the guy that he played the first, he was a professional dude, and he was down here on the curve of their ability to play. And they started over here at 0, and then he was over here about 2 or so. And this other guy was way up here about at 9. And they said, this is the guy, right? Sharpest, best player in the world. So they had invited him and were bringing him in to play. And it was all kind of fanfare. And that was when I cut it off. But the thing that got me was this. When they got ready to get ready to play guy, they went to the first guy that they had played and beat him, and they brought him in because they had found some weakness, and he eventually found some weaknesses as well in the computer program. And they said, if this dude sees this, there's the potential for loss. And I thought, okay, all is fair in love and war, but I'm thinking, wow, dude, you going over there to help them to beat your guy. We got folk coming in unaware, sneaking in, lining up with the enemy, our oppressor, to help keep us down and in bondage. I thought, man, that's pretty incredible. And what is so particularly egregious with that is that this guy was in that arena. He knew the game. He knows the people, the culture. These other cats was from England. They didn't know the game. Matter of fact, one of the developers of the computer played chess. And he started developing it, but he realized that there were other computers that played chess. And it was different from apples to oranges chess to this Go game. And he realized that, and that's when he went to the first gentleman that the computer had beat and brought him in to help them to get ready to play the other gentleman. Now it's fair in love and war, I'm sure, you know, and it's only a game and it has no real significance on the whole scheme of things per se. But I thought, as I look back on the many times and skirmishes that I've had dealing with racism and whatnot, how many times that they had used someone close or my own peer group to come at me. So, 2 stories here. One, watch out. Say keep your enemies close and your friends closer. And 2, I don't care if they bring an enemy, a friend. I don't care if they bring King Kong and Goliath. You have the stuff to win. We have always come out, and we always will. No matter what they bring, we will morph into action and win in this and every other arena that we need to go into. As I knock the camera around. So yeah, that was important, but we need to know that. And for several reasons. Obviously to get the win, but into that, listen, if you don't know and believe that you are who you are and that you can come out with a win no matter what, then you most likely won't. I mean, back in the day, the Roger Staubach and them cats, man, Not so much was the guy quarterback out of Oakland. Kenny Stabler. This dude, it didn't make no difference. If you had any significant amount of time left on the clock, he could win the game for you. The Michael Jordan syndrome thing. Put him in the game. And these were the cats that would say, put me in the game. And now I'm hearing dudes saying all this stuff. Oh, what are we going to do? This, the sky is falling, Chicken Little, and if they do this, what do you do? Because if this guy, he's done all this in the past, and whoa, pour me another drink because the sky is falling. And I'm like, man, where's them cats from the past that said, man, I don't care what the score is. I don't care who's out on that court. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. If a cat is in striking distance, man, it was a time of dudes say, put me in the game. And I'm hearing now this, oh man, whoop-de-whoop. No, man, you win. And like Kenny Stabler, you will figure out a way to win. Period. We're going to morph, we're going to dip, we're going to flip, we're going to transform. We're going to do whatever we need to do and then some. And it ain't going to be hard because that's who we are. That's who we are. We cut out of that fabric, man. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care nothing. Man, we win. We win this. That old adage, man, and old, as simple as it might be, man, it carries a ton of weight. If you got lemons, make lemon juice. Don't care about the hand that I was dealt. I'm finna win with it. We're going to continue to do more than just survive. Because I'm seeing a survival mode in this, man. But we're going to thrive. I think back on the times when the game would be almost a blowout. Teams be up by 21-20. Denver Broncos, man, they was notorious for dropping the game, man. Be up 28 points and lose. If you know and understand who you are, there's no coasting. When they catch losing games, they go into this coast mode. Man, you got to keep the pressure on all the time. You got to keep it with the understanding in your heart and in your mind that I don't care what they come with. I don't care how far behind. I win. I win. And then look for the win. Look for the win. Speak the win into existence. Call those things that are not as though they are. Man, we win. AlphaGo. When I get wrapped up here and edit this on up, I'm going to go back and see what happens with a soap joke or whatever his name is in the AlphaGo computer. Because I know it's going to happen with us. I know we win. It's already been written for one. Back in the day, to get your little paperback, and you see the cover and you read a couple pages, maybe then you go to the back of the book, man. You knew what was up. I'm telling you what's up. Can't beat us, man. We win. So, appreciate your ear. You know me, I'm in and out. It starts in EB, it's gonna be what it is. So on that note, I'm gonna sign out and keep winning. Chaos963. There's information. Get a chance, get at it, fella. PayPal, Cash Out, Twitter, Facebook. You know the deal. Talk to you